Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Lee and this is an episode of FIFA 13 commentary with Everton, episode 6, Beast Mode Engaged. And as you can see, I'm really happy because Daniel Agger is back from injury and he has joined the first team's training sessions. So I'm really excited that our 10 million defender is actually feeling a bit better. And he actually came up to me and said, this, ladies and gentlemen, he said, it's your decision, boss. I'd love to play. You know that. If I do aggravate the injury, I might be out for even longer. So basically, I'm not going to risk you, Daniel, because you are such a beast. Anyway, moving on, we had a game against Reading. That's right, Reading, they just got promoted this season into the Premier League. So they've got an okay-ish squad. They've got some beasts, I'm not going to lie. But we have a really good squad, I'm not going to lie. If you've been watching the episodes, you know that our team is led by the Beast, also known as Honda. And we just seem to be holding our own at the moment. And we're currently 4th in the Premier League. So we'll pick it up here as Reading constantly kind of get me on the break all the time. And look, Lafont A is through, but look at Distan. Look at the Beast coming back and backtracking. What an absolute juggernaut. But Reading just seem to have just made a mockery of my defence, even without Agger in. But look at this, here's a cross, and here's a shot, and Howard with a very good save. But we'll pick it up here, Junior to Barkley, Barkley through to Honda, Honda to Martins, Martins to Barkley, and look at that, that's 1-0. Barkley is playing an amazing couple of games for us, guys. He's played absolutely fantastic, and that was such a well-worked goal. So here we go. Reading have a corner and actually just missed there with a header. So we'll pick it up here again, and we've got Martins with a lush through ball to Honda, and look at Honda, and what a save that is. And then Gibson has a shot, and it's blocked and cleared away. And that's basically half-time, guys. It is 1-0 to us. We kind of dominated that half, but Reading came out firing in this half, guys. I kid you not. Counter-attack after counter-attack, and here we go. Lafonte again over the far side, making Distan look stupid, and crossing it in, and look at this, back in, and look at this for a finish. Scissor kick, some sort of lean back volley by McNoof, or whatever you want to pronounce his name. But let's look at this again, a header, look at this. Leaning back, just beats Howard. But you know what? Leighton Baines weren't having none of that, so he takes the ball off here, and look at that, right in the bottom corner. Leighton Baines, our lovely left back, look at this, just powers that into the bottom corner. And then we have another attack, Martins on the attack here. And he sees that Honda's gone, and Honda is through on goal, ladies and gentlemen. So what does Honda do best? He misses. He hits the ball straight at the keeper, which is very unfortunate. But Reading didn't give up, guys. I kid you not. Here they go. Here's another attack. Nice little bit of work. But what a save, Howard there on J Tab. But then again, here is a corner. And corners seem to be an absolute problem for my team at the moment. And we just couldn't clear it, look. As you can see, the ball is bouncing around, and boom, they score. And I think that's Kabi, or whatever his name is. He slots it in, and so the game is 2-2. And so Honda here picking it up to Gibson. Gibson to Martins, and Martins gets dispossessed. I should have hit it first time, but he just couldn't finish his dinner. So Distan again to Martins. Martins, and the shot is blocked. We just couldn't get past this wall of defence, guys. And here we go. We've got Junior cutting in right now. And here we go, he passes it to Honda, and Honda, in the dying seconds, misses. Only just by, the skin on my chinny chin chin. And we draw 2-2 with Reading, which isn't too bad, but look at this. Everton show how good Honda is. After many fans and managers across the league doubted Mac's choice in Honda, they were all left red-faced after his recent performances. You're darn right, he's an absolute tank for us, and I would recommend you guys, if you're watching this, to get him. He is just way too good. And also, the papers also rant and raved about Martins, about picking him up as well. So what can I say? Those two signings we've got, beastly. What more can I ask for? So anyway, we had our next game in the Premier League, and we were against QPR. Now, QPR are a very good squad. They've got a lot of good depth. They've got, Adult Tarat, they've got Cisse, they've got Hoylett. They've got a lot of talent. And, it's going to be a tough game, I know that for sure. So here we go. We've got Boateng, actually, just driving through my defence. And that was a nice little fake but Farland couldn't get it on target. So here we go, we've got Granero again to Cisse, and he couldn't finish his dinner. I'm so glad that Howard is in form. So here we go, we've got Gibson here, has a shot, and it hits the post, and then Martins has a shot, and then the keeper saves it. I think that's Green, and then he gathers the cross in as well. So it was really pretty much end-to-end, guys, with these two teams. So we'll pick it up here with Barkley doing an amazing job. And Barkley, look at that for a through ball to Honda, and Honda isn't going to miss from there, ladies and gentlemen. And I got an achievement, body control. I don't know what that does, but look at this through ball by Barkley. Look at that. That is just inch perfect. Barkley is playing absolutely amazing for us. But we knew it couldn't last for long, so Tarat here, look at the skill. What can he do? He misses. And I kid you not, look at this. Misses by a hair on a whisker by a cat. That's the best one I can think of off the top of my head. So here's Tarat again, causing us problems, and Phil Jagielka brings him down, and they get a penalty. So Cisse's up. Howard goes the right way, but it goes in, and it is the equaliser. It's kind of disappointing, but I don't think they deserve that. So here we go. Honda immediately has an attack, but the shot goes wide. So here we go. We've got Junior here cutting inside again with a cross, and there's a header, which is semi-cleared, and then it's Honda again with a not so very accurate shot. But here we go, we've got Barkley again to Junior, and Junior's been playing really well because we've got Gageu out at the moment, and Honda just cuts inside, keeps going, and tries it from distance again, and yeah, he's a fair bit off. Even though he's leading the league in goals, that was a bizarre shot. But there we go, going into half-time, it's 1-1, so we need to get, back in the driving seat. So we pick it up here, we've got Martins on the ball, and he sees Honda ahead of him, so what's Honda going to do? Honda's going to have a chip shot, and it's just wide. Honda is just too good to stop not shooting with him. So Honda then again causes a great save by Green, and then look at that for an effort by Martins, but it's straight into Green's arms. So here we go again, we've got Gibson, and here's Martins. He's going to get that, he's going to hit it, and it's going to cause another save from Green. And as you can see, we kept piling on the pressure, guys. Honda, Martins and Gibson. And look, here's Barkley. Can he finish his dinner? Another great save, and the rebound just out of reach from Martins. But here we go. After all this is what happens. Tarat to Cisse, and look at that. Where was my defense? After all this pressure that we've been building up, Farlin or whatever his name is, found an open Cisse and just, unloaded. And then look at this. Cisse's in for his hat-trick if he can score, but Howard is an absolute beast to stop it. But unfortunately, we lose this game, guys, 2-1 to QPR. Martins is disgusted, as you can see. But then we're going to get straight into our next game, which was in the Capital One Cup. And it was against Oxford United. Yes, Oxford United. So we've no longer got Tottenham. We've no longer got, the hard teams we're going against. We've actually got an easy team. And to be quite frank, guys, the guys were angry. We lost to QPR, and we deserved a win. So what happened? We just unloaded. So look at that. Honda through ball to Martins, and Martins, there we go, does what he does best. Puts the ball in the back of the net, and he does a backflip for a celebration. Look at that. The pace, and the keeper in no man's land gets beaten. So we'll pick it up here. We've got Pinar screaming on the wing, and there Martins cuts in, and actually, look, hits the bar, but Gibson is actually offside. Only just, but Martins causing a threat again to Oxford United. So we pick it up here, Honda to Martins, and look at that, streaming outside we have Johnson with a cross, Honda with an effort, misses, Pinar with a shot, but look at that, Honda, from round the player, somehow he did a bicycle kick, or some sort of scissor kick. Just watch him here, look, somehow the ball came to him, and round the player, or through the player, he gets the ball in the net. What a goal from the Japanese beast. And here we go, Martins again to Honda, and Honda's one-on-one with the keeper. And unfortunately, guys, I can tell you now, here's a bit of sweat to get Gibson on the scoreboard. And 32 minutes are played, and it's 3-0 already. And Honda again causing the team problems. And here we go again, Honda just using the pace, cuts inside, still going through ball to Martins. What does Martins does? He scores again. So in the 44th minute, it is 4-0, guys. We absolutely are destroying Oxford in the Cup. I feel sorry if anyone's watching this and who is a supporter of Oxford United, but I digress. Here we go. We'll pick it up here. Martins with a through ball to Junior. And what does Junior do? He has a shot, and look at that. It rockets into the back of the net. The youngster deserving a goal after the couple of games he's put on. Look at that, right into the corner of the net. And here we go, we've got Junior with a corner. It isn't clear properly, and Phil Jagielka actually heads it to himself over the far side. And, you know, what's he going to do? He's going to find Pinar. And Pinar, look at this, takes on the defender, beats him. And look at that for a finish from Steven Pinar. Go and celebrate, mate. Oh, yeah. Loving that, mate. But the funniest thing about this is, if you watch it carefully, look at that going into the top corner. But if we watch it again, look at Daniel Agger. Here we go. Look, he actually ducks to avoid being hit. So the ball goes in. Look, there he goes. And it goes right in. So then, because we're miles ahead, I did some substitutions. I took off Barkley, Pinar and Martins. We were 6-0 up. There's no need to, you know, knacker the players anymore. So, you know, with these changes, Oxford did, you know, come at me again and again and again. And they actually kept coming close. But, you know, from this free kick, we couldn't clear it properly. Our defenders are a little bit knackered. Agger dispossesses him, but this guy just powers through and crosses it, and there he is, Levelin, or whatever, I think that's how it, Leven, or whatever his name is, gets a consolation goal in the 86th minute, beating Howard with a goal. But look at that, 6-1, guys, we beat Oxford United in the Cup, which is a very, very good thing for us, because we want to have some silverware at the end of this season. So, and look at that, Honda was man of the match with a 9.6 rating. Honda, you are just too flipping good. That's all I'm going to say. So if you look at the knockout stages at the moment, guys, it's actually Reading have beat Chelsea, and Reading are through, and then Bolton actually beat, I think that's Blackpool, and then I think Carlisle beat Aston Villa, Newcastle beat Swansea, Stoke beat West Brom, Blackburn beat down Bristol City, and I think, yeah, Arsenal won on penalties against Sunderland. So that is not too shabby. So they're the next couple of teams that are going to be in the next round of the Capital One Cup. But look at this, Agger gets praised for putting in some amazing performances, and why not, because he is our star defender. And with that being said, guys, thank you for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Now, if you want to subscribe to my channel, click that lovely jersey there, and if you want to view any of my content on my channel, click the logo below. Until next week, guys, until next Saturday even, take care and have a good one.